I went into a small club in New York, right in mid-Manhattan, and Whitney was 19 at the time. It was like 7 years ago. And she was singing two songs in the act of her mother, Sissy. And I was impressed not only with her stunning beauty, but with that incredible gift for phrasing and that gospel roots. And indeed, right soon thereafter, I did sign Whitney to Arista, which is my company, part now of BMG, which bought it from me. And I took her on a national television show in America. And I did say right at that first time that Whitney is that rare combination for future generations, that combination of the stunning beauty of Lena Horne, whom you might know and your audience might know, and the fiery gospel earthiness and soulfulness of Aretha Franklin. And indeed, with this third album, I'm Your Baby Tonight, she reaches and achieves that potential. Her gift for phrasing, her digging into the lyric content, her soulfulness, and yet that exquisite voice, she's there and fulfilling all the promise that occurred 7 years ago.
I think I was about 12 or 13 when I decided that I was going to become a professional singer. But I think 7 or 8 was when I realized that I had been given this gift, you know, which was passed down from my mother to me, you know, yeah.
Do you have very strong childhood memories of singing, of your mother singing for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. My mother sang to me all the time. You know, we were in church a lot. You know, I grew up in church and singing gospel music, so I used to hear my mom sing all the time in church and around the house a lot. But most of my family, my mother's brothers and sisters, we were all a part of the same church, so we all, you know, sang all the time.
Do you still enjoy to hear your own voice? Do you enjoy singing for yourself?
Oh yeah, yes, I do. I enjoy feeling what I feel inside when I sing, and seeing the response of people makes me feel, I think, even you get more joy out of that, making people happy, or you know, people enjoy what you do.
In order to protect this voice of yours, do you have to lead a very quiet life?
No, you don't have to live a special life. There are some things that that can affect you vocally. Like for me, air conditioning totally takes my voice away. Most singers that I know have the same problem with air conditioning. It's a drying agent, so it dries out, you know, all the moisture, and this has to have plenty of moisture. So yeah, for me, air conditioning is the one thing that'll wipe it out.
But it's not like you have to go to bed at 10 o'clock in the evening or sort of really...
Oh no, because if that was so, I wouldn't have a voice.
Really? You're a late nighter?
Yeah, well, most entertainers are, you know. I'm pretty normal compared to some of my colleagues. Yeah.
You lived such a lot of your life on tour. Do you feel that that has sort of isolated you from people around you?
No. I lived the first part of my first 2 albums on tour. After the second album, I kind of took a break, you know, which was why I took a break. You need time to take out for yourself, to kind of like regroup and, you know, become centered. And I did, so, you know, you have to do those things, you know, once you have worked a lot. You know, if you work a lot, you have to put some time aside for yourself or you'll have burnout, as they call it.
Are you afraid of that?
No, because I'll always take time out. Nobody gives you those things, you have to take those things.
Yeah, yeah, but it needs discipline to do that, doesn't it, to take that kind of control?
Well, yeah, you have to learn that kind of control. You have to realize that it's not going to be given to you. You know, everybody, you know, this is a business, and you work. You know, nobody gets anything for free, so it's a process. You work, and if you work enough, you have to take time out to relax. Also, or you won't work again. Health is your main priority. For music, my love for the art itself. You know, I never thought about this. This is something that came later. You know. It's the gravy, as they say.
But it must have been completely overwhelming when it first happened to you. I mean, it happened so strongly and
it can
universally.
It can be completely overwhelming. I mean, if you believe the hype. as they say, you know. I just, you know, I just counted my blessings, you know. I guess that's how I got through it, you know.
Has it been a hard price to pay for it? I mean, do you feel that you've had to sacrifice things for it?
There's always a price to pay for everything that you do, you know, whether you're a singer or a sanitation worker, there's always a price to pay. Yes, I have paid my price. I paid for a lot of things, and believe it or not, there's still more to go, you know. But yeah, you pay a price. You pay a dear price. But
What kind?
well, you know, things. Your lifestyle changes. You know, people who didn't know you before know you now and want to get to know you, want to be your best friend. You know, and, you know. You recognize you can't go out as much. You can't go to certain places without being recognized. I mean, you know, you have a recognizable face, and that changes. You know, there was a time in my life that nobody knew who I was. Nobody cared who I was. I was a people, but now I'm a.
Do you miss that?
Famous person. Sometimes I do miss it, and sometimes I take advantage of my situation, I think. And my people think I'm crazy because often I'll go out alone.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll go to the mall. I'll go to the mall, I'll go for a ride alone, by myself, I'll do things, I'll walk alone, you know. I think those things are important, you know, to remain as human as you can possibly be, because whether you know it or not, you are. I'm just always constantly singing, you know. I always take time out to work this voice, maybe a couple of hours a day, you know, just singing. It's not like I go through this whole regime. There are some exercises that I do know that I do, you know, sometimes, but I don't know. It's just something that I open my mouth and there it is, you know, thank God. You know.
Do you find that it changes? I mean, do you think you
It grows, it matures.
Yeah?
It matures. My voice has matured in the last 3 to 4 years of my career. I've certainly hear the maturity in my voice, yes, but changed, no. I still hear the same me that I heard when I was about 12 singing in church.
Does it give you the feeling that you want to use a different kind of material when your voice has matured?
Different kind of material. Well, you know, it's like I do different kinds of material anyway, a variety of music, whether it be up-tempo or ballad. You know, there are tempos to music. There's a mid-tempo, there's the ballad, and then there's the up-tempo song. I haven't had any difficulty in doing any of them. I like songs. I'd rather sing songs that have some sort of substance to them, storylines. You know, a good song has a good hook and good verses and a good bridge, and you know, those are the kind of songs that I like to sing that have some content.
Clive Davis har tatt godt vare på sin stjerne. Bak hver plate står det et stort produksjonsteam, denne gang med to herrer ved navn L.A. Reid og Babyface i spissen. Dessuten med bidragsytere som Stevie Wonder og Luther Vandross.
Although I wanted material that was up-tempo and a little more on the, shall I say, R&B side of things, I still wanted songs that told stories, that had storylines to them, you know, and which is why L.A. and Babyface were so perfect for that, because they write the greatest songs to me because they have great grooves, but they still have storylines and songs that say something, which is, you know, memorable. People will remember all the time.
Was it a dream for you to work with Stevie Wonder?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've said that many times. Working with Stevie was a dream come true for me. Just the fact that he wanted to work with me and that he had written a song for me, and that was a thrill alone, you know, just that he wanted to work with me. That, I mean, all these years, how I felt about Stevie being the musical genius that he is, that he also felt the talent and the God-given gift, as he says to me, in me, the God in me. So, I mean, that was nice, you know, and when we came together to do the song, it was magic. It was truly magic.
Did you used to idolize him when you were a kid?
I've never idolized anyone. I admire people. I look
Yeah.
up to people, and I admire their talents and their gifts that, you know, God has blessed them with. But my mother told me never to idolize anyone because you might be very disappointed.
Yeah. Is that something you can control? I mean, don't you just sort of fall for people like you do when you're a kid?
No. See, when I was growing, I grew up in show business, so I'm what you call a showbiz kid. So I was given the antidote already. You know, my mother she told me never to look at people as an image. Look at them as people, because they are people. And if you meet people most of the time that you idolize, you may find, you know, if they come off, maybe they're not feeling well that day, and they may come off a little different. Then you feel rejection and you feel hurt. You feel disappointed that this person didn't live up to your expectation. So, you know, I was told never to put anybody up on a pedestal, you know, to admire them, to, you know, to recognize their